Shony, where are you from? Tell us.
I'm from Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Ooh, welcome.
You're in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to be up in your country for like 4.5 months. I'm gonna be in Vancouver. I'm gonna become an honorary Canadian. It's gonna be really cool.
Well, that will be great, and we welcome you.
Thank you so much. I feel very welcome.
Shony, what's your question?
Congratulations. I want to say congratulations, and thank you for everything that you've done for, everyone's childhoods and the hard work that you put in.
Of course. No, I'm very flattered. Thank you so much. It's been a great honor, and it continues to be a part of really awesome shows that really just connect with people and have characters and storylines people relate to. I'm very humbled every single day. So thank you. That's very sweet.
My question is, if you get recognized in public a lot or on the phone, just in your everyday life, and if it makes you feel like you need to hide or...
That's a good question. I don't, as of right now, I don't get recognized like a ton. I mean, if I go out somewhere publicly, like every time I go to Disneyland, I get recognized like a handful of times anytime I'm there, and then it'll be like random. I'll get recognized in like restaurants occasionally, not all the time, but here and there. I've never gotten recognized for my voice. It's usually from people who have probably seen me on social media or looked up what the voice of Lance or Finn or whatever looks like, so on and so forth, and they go, "Hey, are you the guy that does the thing with the animated?" And you're like, "Yep, that's me." And they're like, "Oh my gosh." But I don't think I've ever gotten recognized from my voice specifically. In fact, great story to that end. I was at dinner one time, and it was me, one of my friends, and my dad. And our waitress comes up, and we were just kind of talking to her about, I don't know, just whatever, just like kind of random conversation. She's talking about some TV show or something. And she was talking about animation. And my dad was like, "Oh, do you watch a lot of animation?" She was like, "Yeah, I watch a lot of Cartoon Network and so on and so forth." Oh, and he was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Oh no." He was like, "Well, you know Adventure Time?" And she was like, "Yeah, I love Adventure Time." He was like, "Well, my son can do the most amazing Finn impression." And she was like, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Nah, it's not that." He was like, "No, do it, go for it. He has a great impression of Finn." And I was like, "Okay." So I did, like a line from the show. I was like, "Mathematical." And then she kind of looked at me and she was like, "Nah, it's all right," and yeah, I think to this day, I just really hope that she sees me on something eventually and goes, "Oh my God, that actually was the guy." It made me laugh so much that she was like, "It's all right." But she's like, "That doesn't sound that much like him, but it's a good attempt."
I'm pretty sure it was spot on, but that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It made me laugh. It was awesome. She didn't know. I didn't say anything after that.
You can't. That's too good of a story to ruin. So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Shony. Appreciate it. That was a great question and a great story that came with it.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, of course.